Hello, everybody. I hope all our radio entrepreneurs are enjoying their summers and thinking about their businesses. I know this time of year, a lot of leaders are thinking about the fall and what they need to do to close out the year in a very strong manner. Every week, we like to have a strong closing as well. So we call up Marc Z Moment, president of Marc Z Legal Staffing, for our Marc Z Moment. Welcome back, Marc.
Thank you, Jeff. Great to be here, and hope your summer continues to go well.
Yes, and I was just listening to some of your interviews yesterday. It was quite, even the second time around for me, I'm quite impressed, Marc.
Well, I have a good mentor in you. So try to come up with topical subjects that are going to help our listeners and prospective employees and companies and organizations.
Okay, so let's go.
So accordingly, speaking of mentorship, one of the very, very important subjects that are important to people when they're making some decisions on their career are mentorship, is mentorship. And mentorship is something that's an intangible. You can't measure it by money. You can't measure it by work commute. You can't measure it by benefits. But it's so important in terms of your career to have good mentors. And when people are interviewing and when organizations, firms, companies are talking to prospective employees, it's so important to talk about that because organizations, firms, employers are looking for the future and prospective employees are looking at their future,
Right. And the
So
implications, right.
So when I talk about you being a very good mentor, for example, you not only have been an amazing mentor to me as we talk about subjects, but many people in your organization that you've mentored in terms of different stages of their career. And it's so important to both the prospective employee to think about mentorship, to think about career development, to think about ways that they can grow within an organization and take on responsibilities. And the employer should be able to tell the prospective employee, here are some things that we're doing to help you with your career. So, for example, Big Law has now practice development heads. They have people assigned that are going to really help you, the employee, in terms of your stages of your career.
I want to jump in a little bit on this because I think it's the devil's in the details. First of all, I don't see myself as a mentor to you, or maybe I do. And maybe I also see you as a mentor to me. I think there's a sort of mutual respect and trust, which is the basis for all mentorship. Unlike
Right.
coaching, the key to mentorship is trust and a belief that there's something that you can get a value from the other person, real value. So, if you say I've mentored you, you believe that there's something of value that I can help you with. When I contact you and I open up to you the way I wouldn't to someone else, I believe that you're going to understand the context I'm in, not belittle me for it, understand my situation, and you will give me some real good advice that still leaves me in control. The problem with organizations that set mentorship programs is that a lot of times the pool of mentors is finite to the mentee. And the
Right.
mentee has to be in control of who they pick because there has to be the belief of value, but the belief of trust. And when
Right.
it tends to be someone in supervision, you believe that if I say too much, I might lose that trust. They're going to report back. And so it's a delicate dance that organizations do. And I know I've consulted to some large professional service firms where they say to me, I can't pick from that pool of mentors because they're going to go back to the senior partners and talk about what I want to talk about, my weaknesses, my concerns, my worries, and it'll be used against me. So again, it's a very delicate dance when it comes to the real mentoring.
Right. No, it is a delicate dance. But I think that what happens with employers and employees, you can have mentorship in different ways. So, for example, certain aspects to your career development that are important with the firm, you would have a go-to with the mentor inside the employer. On the outside, we have informal mentors, and those are mentors you would use for situations that you don't feel comfortable with sharing in terms of information. So I agree with you, it's a balance, but mentorship to develop with an organization, employer, where that person really knows that employer, can really help you develop, who understands the way that organization works, can really be a good guide for you, can really help you stay on a very positive path. Informal mentorship would be that type of mentor, again, where you're going to speak to that mentor about issues or problems or ideas that you would not be able to talk to within that employer.
And I'll tell you from the other side, what can be a problem too. I just got rehired to coach a CEO in training that I knew previously, and I've been brought back to do some work in that area. You don't like cherry picking either. I don't particularly think I can be effective, or anyone can be effective, when I give a piece of advice and the person starts calling other people waiting for the advice they wanted to hear.
Right.
So again, that mentoring dance is really quite special. I'm glad you brought it up, Marc. I would say, I hope you can bring it up again. All these topics are important, and they're never one-offs.
Absolutely.
And if someone's looking for you, because I do know you understand mentoring, you and I both see ourselves as hardworking overachievers who have had good mentors in our life, from our parents at work all the way through people that we've sort of picked to sort of teach us things. So it's not unusual to find high achievers who have found their own mentors through their career. But how do people find you? Because you have good advice.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Jeff. First of all, go on our wonderful Radio Entrepreneurs website, radioentrepreneurs.com. Google Marc Z, M-A-R-C, the letter Z. Go to marczlegal.com, M-A-R-C-Z-L-E-G-A-L.com, and 617-338-1300.
I wish there was something you could teach me about how to do, I'm not a lefty, but how to do that spin kick serve of yours. If I could just add a spin kick serve to my allotment of mediocre serves, I would be much happier.
Well, given how good you are, I do not want to part with some tricks of the trade, because that's probably one way I can get some points off you. So there you go.
You know, I'm not getting younger, but Marc, always a pleasure speaking with you. Remind everyone, Marc Z will be back next week, as he always is, on Radio Entrepreneurs.